Hey everybody, this is Brendan with Business for Chummies. Today we're going to take a quick look at how you can transform your Microsoft Excel interface into a dark mode type setup. So typically what you see when you log into Excel is this kind of bright gray interface with a bunch of color accents. And sometimes when you're working at night or in the dark, you want to tone down the brightness of your screen a little bit, and you don't necessarily want to reduce the brightness of your monitor. Ideally, you'd like to be able to have the interface itself be less bright. And there is a way to do that using some of your account settings in your Microsoft account. So we'll take a quick look at that. I'm here in the Excel interface. I'm going to navigate to the File menu, and I'm going to go down to the account setup. Here under Office Theme, the default is set to colorful, and there's two options for dark mode. There's a dark gray and a black. So dark gray gives you, as it indicates, a little bit of a darker theme. The black really goes into like full night mode. And so if I navigate back to the spreadsheet, you can see all the interfaces has kind of transformed into a dark background with then light buttons and icons on the taskbars here. Now, the one thing that it doesn't do is transform the spreadsheet itself. And so, when you're working with the spreadsheet, um, you do need to realize that if you're planning on sharing the spreadsheet or printing the spreadsheet, you don't necessarily want the spreadsheet itself to have a dark background and light text. But there are a few ways to do that if you so desire. If you're just doing internal work, it's really just you working on the spreadsheets and you'd like to have the spreadsheet in some sort of a dark mode, there is a way to kind of hack that and get around that. The first way is if I go to the page layout, I can click the background button here. And just in the Bing search, I'm going to search for a solid, let's say solid gray. I spell gray with an E. And what this does is it gives us some images here, just some solid gray images. I'm just going to choose this first one. And what this is going to do is it's going to tile the background of my spreadsheet with that image. Now, this works okay, but one of the main things is when you click into the cell. So let's say now that you wanted, now that you've got the background gray, you obviously want the text to be light. The only way to do that is to select your entire worksheet and set the text to a white or a light gray. So then when I'm typing, you can see that it shows up in white. There's a nice contrast there. However, with this approach, when I'm in the cell and I'm typing, you can it's very faint because you're actually typing on a white background. So when you're in the cell itself, the background image that you chose doesn't show through when you're editing the cell, only when you're done editing. So I actually don't like this approach. My recommended approach, if you really want to do this, would be to select the entire worksheet and then just fill in the worksheet with a darker color. Um, and then we'll go ahead and show the borders here. We can show them, we can choose white borders. Let's say we want both the outside and the inside. And that gives us some nice white borders. And then I'll select the entire worksheet and say, give me the white text. And so now, not only will the text show up as white after I've done editing the cell, but it'll also show up while I'm typing. And so that's nice. It gives me a real clean, clear night mode when using Excel. So one caveat is that when you do set it to this dark mode, it is setting your entire Microsoft theme account to the same setting. So if you were to navigate into Microsoft Word, for example, or into Outlook, your settings would be set to night mode as well. All right, hope you learned something, and we'll see you next time.